Assalamualaikum and hi. In this video, I will explain on total cost, revenue, profit and break-even point. Okay, but first let me explain one by one for each of the term. Okay, so cost is basically the cost. The cost is the amount invested in order to produce products or services. Okay, and when we are talking about cost, we have uh, two types. Okay, whether it's there are fixed costs and variable costs. Okay, ini adalah cost. Okay, cost kita ada cost tetap, cost berubah. Alright, so what are examples of fixed costs? Okay, examples of fixed costs can be rent. Okay, rent, insurance that a company need to pay every month. Okay, so that's fixed. Okay, that's a monthly commitment by a company, right? So it's fixed cost. same with rent. A company need to pay for rent each month, right? And then for variable cost, it's dependent on the quantity. Okay, so it's variable cost means cost berubah. Maksudnya contoh kalau production berkurang, variable cost mungkin berkurang. Kalau quantity meningkat, production cost mungkin meningkat. Alright, and then for revenue is so revenue is the money that the manufacturer receives for selling their product. Okay, so revenue is a gross amount. Okay, so this is gross amount. That means hasil jualan kasar. Hasil jualan kasar, maksudnya kita belum tahu lagi untung bersih dan sebagainya. Okay, so revenue is simply price times quantity. That's all. Maksudnya hasil jualan adalah sama dengan harga yang kita jual pada customer kali dengan bilangan kuantiti yang terjual. So itu adalah revenue. Revenue ini adalah hasil jualan. Okay, hasil jualan. And then we have profit. Profit is simply revenue minus cost. Okay, so in order to find profit, we must have these two values first. Alright, and what about break-even point? Break-even means profit equals to 0. Okay, and this is equivalent to revenue equals to cost. When the revenue is equals to cost, profit will equals to 0. And when these two conditions happen, we will say that a company is having a break-even point. Maksudnya tak untung, tak rugi. Okay, tak untung, tak rugi. Tapi tak syok lah berniaga tak untung kan. Kalau berniaga tak untung, tak best lah. Okay, so let's look at total cost first. Okay, well, for total cost, you can simply use C. Okay, C is equals to fixed cost plus variable cost. That's all. Alright. Um, do we have any examples? I will explain on the examples later. Okay, and then number 2, revenue. What is revenue? Revenue is price times quantity. So price, this price here means price per unit. Okay, price per unit times quantity. And then quantity sold. Okay, so if you mention without this word, this is understood to be quantity sold. And then for number 3, profit is equals to revenue minus cost. And then for break even means profit is equals to 0, or as I have mentioned earlier, the revenue is equals to cost. Okay, so let me explain on example 20. Okay, example 20. Okay, I will read the question. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, you have the same questions in the notes. Okay, assume that the total cost to produce 10 units of a product is 40 ringgit. Okay, total cost to produce 10 units, the cost is 40 ringgit. Okay, and then the total cost to produce 20 units, okay, the cost is RM 70. Okay, if the total cost have a linear relation with the output Q, get the function that define cost as a linear function. Okay, and actually from this information you can convert this into points. Okay, points, that means quantity comma price. Remember, before this we have x comma y, but now it's quantity comma price, price. Okay, so this is, the quantity is 10, the cost is 40, and it's in, as you can see, it's in price. Okay, and then when it's 20 unit, the cost is 70. Okay, and also we have in the question that the total cost have a linear relation with the output. That means from these 2 points we can actually find M, right? We can actually find M, and that is 70 minus 40 over 20 minus 10, and then we get 30 over 10, and that's 3, right? And then we can apply this formula, y minus y1 equals to m x minus x1, but this time you will have p minus p1 equals to m q minus q1. So it's p minus, you can choose any of the points. Okay, let's say I choose the first one. Okay, so this is q1 comma p1. Okay, so P minus P1, P minus 40, M is 3, and then Q minus Q1, Q1 is 10, and then P minus 40, 3Q minus 30, P equals to 3Q minus 30 plus 40. So P is 3Q plus 10. So this is actually the total cost function. Okay, you can rewrite this as CQ equals to 3Q plus 10. So this will be the fixed cost. This will be the fixed cost, and this will be the variable cost. Okay, why this is fixed? Because it's only numbers. Okay, it's only numbers, 10, and this is variable cost. The one with Q will be the variable cost. Alright. Okay, so I have demonstrated on using the first point. I need you to use the second point here, and make sure that you are able to get the same answer as mine, because regardless of the point you are using, you should get the same cost you should get the same cost function. All right.